Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to your magical moon message. This is the peace dealer on this hot spring that almost wants to be summer day. The moon is in Pisces, like 8-9 degrees. The sun is in Taurus. Listen, my friends, you have to understand, nothing will ever be the same again. We have already pretty much kicked off this next phase of war, and the moon's going to go into the God of War phase. You'll see me say nothing will ever be the same every transit, especially mutable sign transits. But if you haven't seen my transit talks, where I basically reference how, coming up into the moon in Pisces, things are going to be smooth in terms of manifestation, and then it's going to move into Aries, and you're going to be shrieking like a madman when you realize that the level of your manifestations may exceed your conscious ability to keep up with it all, forcing you really to surrender to the universe. All right, this shit is going to be fucking retarded. Don't excuse my language. We are officially entering more into uncharted territory. I think the benefit of a day like today is the moon that will be sextiling the sun, and also Uranus as well with this quality. However, you want to be very mindful, if anything, of the nature of how magically the moon in Pisces will make you receptive to everything that is extraordinarily manifesting. This is an 11th house transit. The reason why this is going to be gnarly AF is almost every hope and wish and dream that you had will manifest. The 11th house axis is the axis of wishes coming true, because teamwork makes the dream work. Taurus rising, such as myself, and Taurus suns, we got the motherfucking dream team. Ain't nobody fucking with our clique, because our 11th house is Pisces. All right, the dream, 11th house team, dream team. And so this enables us as producers to realistically enlist the support of divine beings. Shout out to Kobe, shout out to Olivia, shout out to all you Pisces. All right. This is and just the vibration, right? So this transcendence is really going to take place this transit, and really realistically have you embrace the reality of every single one of your heart's desires being made real, preparing you to now, once you manifest this, okay, release the identity during the balsamic phase of the you who you were before you received this, and start that new cycle, a boss. By the way, some crazy shit happened yesterday. Car came through and drove through all this place. Really wild shit. The moon in Pisces started off ridiculous. But other than that, yeah, crazy shit. But other than that, yeah, there are paranormal elements of this day that will not make any sense. And the more you try and make sense of it, the more nonsensical it'll be. So relative to the supernatural abilities you're manifesting and the awakened power moon in Capricorn you manifested, and then the knowledge of that, the third quarter square divvied up, we are now at this 11th house aspect, synthesizing everything together. And as the moon goes over Neptune, the transcendent understanding of how to weave together the interrelated nature of all these vibrations will really ground fully and extraordinarily the electricity of realizations that will blow your motherfucking mind, but maybe just arouse you sexually instead. And this is where the weirdest things may do so. What you're feeling is your energy sparking that you may mistake for sexual arousal coming into moon in Aries that will make more sense of this. Okay, this is the threshold with which we will never return. The moon is not just in Pisces, it's ending the karmic lunar cycle that started when the sun was in Aries. And now with the sun in Taurus, this is going to, with the grounding of Taurus, make you receptive to how, with these cumulative cycles, more of your dreams than ever are coming true. So really spend time in imagination. I always like to take off during moon in Pisces days. I didn't take today off. I'm not going to take tomorrow off. But if you can take it off, all right? If you suddenly get the need to reschedule or take off, you need to honor these Piscean moon days to just rest or just spend time creatively imagining. This does wonders, let me tell you, and you will thank yourself for it, especially because of the exploration of mind through your imagination that will unlock further more creative spiritual gifts and skills. You are going to be intuitively led into synchronicities and catalysts that really through epiphanies unlock deeper understanding of things you could have always done, but because you changed your thinking around it, you can do them so much more effectively. The transcendent miracles, and I'm not really trying to use big words to sound smart, but the transcendent nature of the miracles that are implemented, transcendent, all right, pertaining to Neptune's influence in Pisces, that the moon will be a vessel of, enabling collectively this ability to read psychically and just really see the foo-foo bullshit people be on. By the way, did you know this transit is going to expose the foo-foo bullshit people be on? Because a lot of people be flexing for the gram. A lot of people be acting like they're cool when they're not. And this moon in Pisces is going to be like, peekaboo, bitch, I see you. And this is going to be funny as hell. But it's also going to be nasty as hell. And you're going to see a lot of whistleblowing that will coincide with a lot of propaganda and bullshit. So discernment. The moon squares to the nodes are going to define more extraordinarily with the influence of Aquarius, how the information aligning with truth influences your perception. And if your mind is not aligned with integrity, you will allow people to pull on shadow aspects of your character to deceive you. We also want to take into a part the paranormal influence of Neptune as a gateway to the spiritual realm. I am from a place called Soul World. Soul World used to exist as one realm before the Soul King split this place into the real world, Hueco Mundo, referencing Bleach, okay, the realm of dark spirits or demons, the underworld, and then of course the real realm here, and then of course Soul Society. And so we, especially if you're born in the 90s and you have Neptune conjunct Uranus, a lot of these energies, especially sextile Pluto, are coming back into alignment. And it's this Neptune aspect that's going to merge different existential facets of yourself in ways where a different dimension version of you can come through and smack you in the face. Or they can smack someone you don't like. You know what I'm saying? You can team up with your shadow to jump somebody who's spiritually jumping you with other motherfuckers who don't know that you're with the smoke. I really want to, more so than possible, really dive more into fantastical versions of explaining mundane experiences, because it's going to be a transit like this that helps you redefine how to overlap the presence of the magical and fantasy into this reality, realizing it was never fantasy. It was just an aspect of your life that your 3D mind could not consciously process. Damn, I love this channeling. Okay, so Saturn and also Jupiter recently evolved in Aquarius, and this really evolved the soul capacity to induce knowledge applicable to this grounding of physiological sensing, sensory sensing through Taurus. Okay, Mercury's in Gemini, and so that square that the moon is making is allowing your intelligence to process with Gemini through the brain while receptive to the unseen metaphysical principles. Mercury in Gemini is going to be telling you what each unseen vibe you're feeling is, and you must react urgently and accordingly, because many of you are about to be jumped. This is why I said we've reached the point of no return, and some of you amazing ass beautiful motherfuckers had the nerve and audacity to express your infinite charm, to declare to the universe that you're free and sovereign, and you're gonna get motherfucking jumped. You're about to have the spirit battalion of the dark forces jump your ass because you're shining your light. You have to put yourself in their shoes. You're a direct threat to these dark forces that are overtly doing what they can to deceive people. So many of you will get a taste of the covert COINTELPRO operations that, not respective to this US government, because that term is associated with it, I just meant conceptually, are targeting you. Do you know you have a file with your name on it, and people monitor your posts, people monitor your ideas? Population control is real. You will start to see the subliminal psychospiritual effects of how this subversive covert element of telepathy telepathic, astral projection, remote viewing, physical, energetic, frequency war is not only real, but what role you play in it. And this is going to trigger through that pressure catalyst that reminds you with the connection of Neptune to the moon in Pisces, enabling you to feel how other realms of existence through your imagination and transpersonal feelings also incorporate this aspect. Because you have fucking superpowers, motherfucker! And you gonna activate that bitch, and when these bitches try to jump you, you gonna call on the angels, and you gonna be like, I know you ain't about to jump me, bitch. We about to jump you, bitch. And it's about to be lit. You're about to have like a gang fight with spirits coming into the moon in Aries, okay? And that's why I was gonna be like, the realizations you make that are going to really shock your mind, because you realize that unconsciously you've been taking a part of a serious conflict while not even really being fully conscious of the fact that your body will have you walk into literal war fields with people projecting vibrations or actual, physical instances that some of you may be aware of and some of you aren't. So carry that warrior Chiron Aries vibe, heal what you have to heal. You're healing by being authentic, vulnerably, feeling that fear, feeling that vulnerability, feeling that shame, transmuting it. And with the moon in Pisces, you will be receptive to the most magical occurrences. That Pisces is an unstable vibration, my friends. Pisces, you can barely even communicate more than half of what you imagine. So a sun spiritual vibe like Taurus, spiritual as it pertaining to spirit, and so the sun represents our spiritual vitality and life force that allows our brain to process and our heart to pump blood, hence sun. So spiritual life force grounded in Taurus enables us to be receptive to the metaphysical and unseen and process it through our senses. The shit's gnarly. So if you're ready for your wishes to come true, make a wish. What are you wishing for? I just invested $500 in Dogecoin. That bitch better go to the moon, because it was like everything to just buy. I couldn't get it on Robinhood. Couldn't get it everywhere. If it dips, it dips. I don't care. But what's up? Invest in Dogecoin with me. I don't really care. It is what it is. On the note of altcoins and trolls, right? Aquarius is the trickster. For people who want to know why Dogecoin is shooting up, Aquarius is the trickster. All right. So a very, unique, out there, different coin that's for the people, Aquarius, is expanding because Jupiter is there. As soon as that bitch goes into Pisces, you're going to see a dip. It is going to drop. Okay. I'm not going to sell my shit. I'm smart. Because once that shit retrogrades back into Aquarius post-August, you might see it rise again. Okay, so keep that in mind, my friends. And other than that, y'all stay blessed as always. Really embrace where you're headed into. And I want you to spend the rest of this transit feeling through your five senses what it feels like for every single one of your desires to manifest. That's what you're going to bring with you during the new moon. I don't like to say this a lot because I just don't like to say this, but I do love I do love you. See, every time I say that, it's not superficial, but like the Capricorn moon in me is like, can we not say that? Can we say this in more practical ways? I love you. Yo, you've been supporting me. You don't know how much I enjoy reading the comments. I don't respond or like or comment on most of them, but I see them and I love them and I appreciate them. All right. My Gemini Aqua gets kind of weird. Like if I respond to one and I don't respond to the other, I don't want someone else to feel left out. So I just feel like I won't respond to any, so I could be fair and objective, but I be reading them. You guys are the fucking best. You guys are the fucking best. Y'all are amazing. I don't care how weird I look. Y'all are literally dope. I really, really appreciate the love and support. It just brings so much more meaning to what I do, and I'm here to serve you. Okay, y'all stay blessed as always, and I'm telling you, we're reaching the threshold of openly paranormal, socially induced experiences that could even be gaslighted by agents in the Matrix, severely just to psychologically fuck with you. But you can turn that around by knowing who you are, harnessing, conjuring, summoning the right people in your real life and spirit team, and fighting and clapping back. Fighting because we are in a war, not just the spiritual war. Because when you say spiritual war, you diminish the nature of the war on all levels, on all fronts, definitely psychological. And the divine transcendence of the manifestation of this awakened power is going to change fundamentally through this transit the way you perceive anything. Then you're going to take action to release that Aries and manifest it Taurus moon. And then we step into Gemini season where everything is going to change. Oh, and aliens. You stay blessed as always. Peace.